after over 300,000 miles, 12 dozen breakdowns nervous, a bunch of broken laws, and one too many midnights later, I've come here from out of the rest area, from out of the rain and into this rest area. Caught 22 miles between you and me, watching the information man behind his information booth, juggling predictable conversation with folks who look like iceberg lettuce, who believe that somehow the flat lines of small talk will give us life. I want them to leave. Like a big deal orchestra removing itself from the string section so I can fiddle with fate and make music. There's a distance the size of bravery. It forms like words in the mouth of a baby, reaching out for the point where all things meet. On one end of this sits an information man who I believe holds down his second job as church bartender. Behind locked doors leading to the bell tower we are not allowed to see, sinners. On the other end of this space, I stand like shoe polish on an overstocked shelf, hoping that someday someone will choose me to make things better. This is not a showdown or a shootout, we are not facing off, but I can feel the rumble between dusk and dawn as if the chance to come clean with myself will be outlawed unless I relax. I have heard that if you pull a bent breath through the second hole of a harmonica tuned to the key of Georgia, while a train rolls by on the tail end of dusk, there is a good chance that you will finally know what it means to rest. I have not yet rested. It takes a long time to make love to someone who hates themselves. It feels like I've been standing here for exactly that long. When at last the rain drops off and takes everyone in this rest area with it except for me and the information man. If we were creating God's image, then when God was a child, he smushed fire ants with his fingertips and avoided tough questions. There are ways around being the go-to person, even for ourselves. But tonight, I'm gonna get the answer, and you know what I'm talking about, the answer. So I put my best foot forward and take the kind of deep breath that gives me away as someone who deals with anxiety and odd numbers. Every minute. In between it, the information eyes grab me and then shift back and forth like mopping floors with the sweat I sweat in the battles against myself. He's got me locked in and is smiling. If you've never been rocked back by the presence of purpose, this poem is too soon for you. Return to your mediocrity. Return to your mediocrity, plug it into an amplifier, and rethink yourself, because some of us are on fire for the answer. I'm ready for your rejection, and rebirthing balance in my stutter steps, when suddenly the info guy pipes up like C.R. Avery on a piano box and says, listen, if I didn't have so much of this life all wrong, he says, I would have gotten it right by now. I talk a whole bunch, but I really only know a couple things, so I'm not saying follow along verbatim here. I'll just tell you the things I know, or the things I tell myself, and you can see what sticks. I know our shoes were stitched from songs about highways. The best song's the one about Georgia, even though I've never been, it's the only place I still believe in Jesus. No matter what it is that you believe in, you've got to spare yourself the futility of making fun of God, because that guy hasn't even talked in, like, ever. I know troubleshooting yourself in the foot and acting the center of your own universe is a tricky dichotomy to deal with, but yes, you are the center of the universe. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here. And as the center of space and everything floating in it, it's your job to know that the emptiness is just emptiness, that the stars are stars, and that the flying rocks fucking hurt. So please, stop inviting walls into wide open spaces. I know everything is out there, that's why they call it everything. I know that there are times when you will lay your head to rest, and you will have a moment of brilliance that grows into a perfect order of words, but you will fall asleep before painting them down on paper. And you'll wake up, and you'll have forgotten the idea completely, and you'll have missed it like a front tooth, but at least you know how to recognize moments of brilliance, because even at your worst, you are fucking incredible. So return to yourself, even if you're already there, because no matter what you do, or how hard you try, the only person that you are ever going to get to be, and I know it, is you.